and you play
Yay! That's bad.
Look at this.
That's bad. Yeah, right, there's a bit of technology for you. Excellent. Well, welcome everybody. It's 3 o'clock. It's Easter. It's Bank Holiday Monday. We've got nothing better to do because the weather is foul. Who have I got here with me? It is Mr Biffo. Round of applause. Round of applause. Round of applause in the chat. Don't big yourself up too much. Round of applause in the chat.
No, I'm not very good at the bigging myself up.
No, I'm well aware of that. In case
becoming a thing, it's like promote your Kickstarter. Oh, do I have to?
Yeah, he can't cope with the self-promotion, but it's okay because I can do all of the promoting. In case you're wondering who on earth Mr Biffo is, and you shouldn't be because everybody should know him. He is the writer of Teletext from the 90s and early 2000s on Channel 4. And he did a fantastic computer games magazine called Digitiser, which is becoming a live-action show, everybody. Woo! It's amazing, but we need money.
You are going to be in.
I'm going to be in it. I actually am going to be in it. No longer just a voice. I will actually be in it. You've seen half of my... Well, you've seen my mouth, basically, destroying a chocolate bunny.
Yes, yes. How are you feeling about being in it? Are you feeling comfortable?
I'm very excited. I am very excited.
Good.
I'm a little disturbed about what you might make us do, but it can't be much worse than things I've already done, in fairness.
If found footage, the previous thing I did with Kickstarter and YouTube is it will reassure you anything that's too awful I tend to make myself do, so rather than inflict it on others.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's just an unknown, this, isn't it, really? We don't fully know. Well, you might know, you've probably got a master plan, but I haven't.
Well, I've got, it's over the course of the last month, it has started to come into focus a little bit more. So at some point, I will sit the rest of you down and go, right, it's going to be like this. But a lot of it is, until we all get in the same room and start rehearsing and, messing about, a lot of it's just going to be dictated by us, really. And we'll make sure that our personalities and our chemistry together all sort of fits with the sort of show that I have in my head.
Yeah, we don't want chemistry. It to go boom, do we? What we don't want is like that would be.
Yes, that's bad chemistry.
That's bad. I'm sure that's happened in Top Gear from time to time. That's bad for us.
People, ending up in comas and things.
Yeah, I'm not going to end up in a coma. I just want to be very clear about that now.
I draw the line at comas.
Yeah. Right, anyway, let's get on with a bit of Paperboy and we'll have a chat. How long have you got, Mr Biffo? I don't want to keep you
a little bit longer. Yes.
In that case, what we will do, I think, because people on my channel may not know you as well for various reasons, what we might well do is just talk a little bit about where you have come from and who you are.
I have come from.
Yes, where have you come from? You came from Teletext, so how on earth did you get into doing that?
Oh, you're breaking up, Jenny. I might have to hang up and call again.
I'm not, am I?
Are you there?
I am here.
Oh, I'm getting the odd bits. You're doing the Norman Collier broken microphone thing. Give me a second. I'm going to hang up and try you again.
Righty-ho. Oh, no. See, technological issues, and I've just bashed a window in now. I hope you can all hear him, incidentally. Right, we'll try this again. We'll try that again.
Here we are.
Yay.
Here I am. So, where did I come from? That was the last thing I heard.
That was the last question.
Where did I come from? Well, the thing that people seem to know me for was indeed Digitiser, which was on Channel 4 Teletext for 10 years, and then in recent years I brought it back as a website called Digitiser 2000, and then alongside kind of all that, I write for TV, which is my day job, if you like, but gradually I'm sort of becoming more and more re-immersed in gaming. Is re-immersed even a word?
It is now. We can make it one. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm getting it confused with the word reimburse. So I'm reimbursing myself with my games journalistic roots. So in the last couple of years, sort of gradually, I've kind of sort of realised that a lot of people still remember Digitiser very fondly.
Yes, we do indeed.
Yeah, and they want to see me continue doing stuff as Mr Biffo, which, believe it or not, is not my real name. And they've been brilliant in supporting my various endeavours.
They have indeed.
Yeah, a few years.
They have indeed. You did very, very well on found footage, and I'm keen in many ways to sort of not take away attention away from that, but perhaps not put too much attention on that because it's going to be presumably nothing like what we're going to be doing. But equally, it was very successful. And given that you managed to raise some ridiculous amount of money for that, I'd like to think that you're going to raise an even more ridiculous amount of money for this one.
Well, we're doing, yeah. I mean, it's already done nearly 20 grand better than the found footage Kickstarter did.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's a trifle mad. Obviously, you know, what we're trying to do with Digitiser the show is make a proper TV show, albeit on YouTube. So the amount of money we've raised currently would still be a drop in the ocean in TV budget terms, but we'll get creative and we'll get clever and we'll try and do something that feels like a proper bona fide games show in the classic sense, but kind of mixed with, I guess, the Digitiser sensibility, which is very silly and slightly anarchic.
Yes, it is. So what sort of characters, for people who do remember Digitiser, what characters are going to feature? Because Mr T is the one who always stays with me. Yeah,
well, he was our first or second stretch goal. Not the real Mr T, but Britain's foremost Mr T impersonator will be playing the role of Mr T for us. So yeah, I've had to think long and hard because I'm assuming a lot of the people on your stream at the moment remember Digitiser and the slightly odd characters, but
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, but for those that didn't, the characters would, even though we were ostensibly a video games magazine, the characters would just sort of pop up and kind of, I don't know, I like to think enliven the pages somewhat. We couldn't do screenshots, so we had to find something else that was different to games magazines that made us stand out. So Mr T, he is a shoo-in for the show. Partly it's because the thing that I'm finding in trying to think, you know, how we put characters in it and kind of little funny comedy moments is in terms of sort of bringing the ones over from Digitiser, it's certain ones I think can't work really because they don't, or people that used to read Digi and remember perhaps, yeah, Mr T, the snakes, the man's daddy, they have a voice in their head already for what those characters sound like, and I think the second that we try and, you know, create that in live action, if you like, or even animation, you're at the risk of it being jarring, whereas Mr T is easy because everyone knows what Mr T sounds like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's quite easy to do. So who's going to be in it? Well, he definitely is. There might be some of the more obscure ones, which weirdly I've kind of found those easier to realise in my head how we might actually make them work on screen. So possibly the Tin Man, who was a character that popped up in the latter days. Rollo Benny, which I don't know if anyone remembers.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, Germany's number one game show host. He may pop up. As for others, wait and see. People will have to wait and see. We will try and get references to them in as much as we can. Yeah, the main thing is we're not it's not a sketch show. You know, It was found footage was a very bizarre, out there sketch show. Digitiser the show isn't. It's a magazine format show, albeit one that will be slightly mad and about games. So kind of any sketches or any little kind of skitty kind of moments will be, you know, fitted in around the actual features.
That's interesting. I'm just going to ask if anybody has any questions for you. I'll call you Paul rather than Biffo.
Yes, do that.
I do have a habit of calling you Biffo, and it's not good.
Lots of people do, believe it or not, because that's what they know me as. Viola Berlin always calls me Biffo.
People are saying, "Oh, what version of Paper is this?" Because we're like that round here. It's the NES version on an emulator.
NES version. I can see that.
We nearly did the Game Boy version because the sound effects in the Game Boy version are just imprinted into my brain.
I remember the Game Boy version. Yeah, it was not. I remember it was quite impressive to a point, but what let it down was the Game Boy screen. That obviously you wouldn't be playing it on an original Game Boy, but my God, it was you couldn't really tell what was going on, which was often the problem.
Retro Mickey 82 says, "What was the first computer or console that you played?"
Wow, it's hard to know because I don't really remember. I don't remember a time before I played games. I can remember my mum hiding, and this has bothered me for years. She swears she has no recollection of it. I remember finding a little kind of Binatone style games console in a cupboard in the run up to Christmas, and I thought, oh wow, we're gonna get a TV game at home. And it was like a little one of those Pong things, and I remember finding it, and she said, "It's not for you; it's for your sister." Which I thought, well, that's weird because my sisters clearly had no interest in video games, and I did. But B, I thought, oh, okay, this is cool. She's telling a lie because I found one of my Christmas presents, and then no one got it for Christmas that year. It just vanished.
That's terrible.
I know.
That's terrible.
I don't know what the story was with that. It's really strange. But we did have, I think it actually was a Binatone, the first one that I remember us having with Pong and a light gun shooting game. It was like an orange and black thing. So that was the first one I remember playing. Then we got an Atari 2600, and then the big one for me was the Spectrum. That was the point at which I really fell in love with games.
Did you have ET for?
Don't think so. No, I don't think I did. We got. I remember playing and finding it similarly kind of bewildering to ET. I mean, I've since played ET, but I remember playing Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I didn't know what the hell I was meant to be doing in that. It's I mean, I liked the idea that I was in Raiders of the Lost Ark and kind of wandering around, sort of tombs and marketplaces and stuff. But I didn't have a clue. It was very similar to sort of Adventure, which is getting a bit of a new lease of life because of Ready Player One.
Yes, of course, yeah. And in fact, something else that's getting a new lease of life is that somebody's bought you a Vectrex. Is this true?
Yeah, I know, no one's ever bought me anything like that before. I was really touched. Lovely Nikki and Emma Hild bought me a Vectrex. So, and my God, it's a thing of beauty. It really, really is. I was expecting to be disappointed, having wanted one of these things my entire life, or at least since I first laid eyes on one in the early 80s. And I really thought this can't live up to it. But it does. It's brilliant. It's having proper Vector arcade games in your home. So, it's surprisingly impressive. And just there's something really lovely about it having. In fact, it's the same thing that I like about the Nintendo Switch, is having its own built-in screen, so it's kind of its own thing, if you like. You don't have to rely on external technology. It's all kind of contained and there for you if you need it. Yeah, it's gorgeous. My Vectrex.
What games did you get for it in the end? Have you got any more games for it?
Well, there's the one. Yeah, there's the one that's built in, and then I got. It's the one that was a Star Trek game that I haven't got. What happened? I think they lost the license, but continued publishing it as something else, and I've got the version of it that's called something else. And then I found out that all the Vectrex games are in the public domain, and
wow.
Yeah. They put them all in the public domain, and people sell cartridges basically with every Vectrex game on there, and loads of kind of new ones, because there's a big, healthy community of what are they called? Modders and coders who are producing new games. So I've got one of those on the way, which has got something like, I don't know, 70 games on it or something like that. What it doesn't come with, of course, is the screen overlays, which give the graphics some semblance of colour, but it's all there.
That's fantastic. Will it include the roller coaster one though? That's the
Yeah.
question. The roller coaster
Yeah.
game where you literally just have to keep still in a roller coaster.
Yep, I believe that's on there.
They really knew
It's
how to make games back then, didn't they? Oof.
indeed.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We have another question. It's from Moss Moon. He says, will the show be focused on retro games only or modern games too?
It will mostly be focused on retro gaming. However, we're not going to pretend that modern games don't exist. So, yeah, we may talk about modern game things in relation to old games. Also, I have had the odd idea for doing something with modern games, the odd idea for a feature. So,
Oh boy.
yeah, but so they might crop up. But I don't think we're not going to pretend. It's not going to be like we're going to pretend the last 20 years didn't happen.
Oh, sugar. Right, I better put my 90s clothes and stuff away then.
Yeah. Bin them, burn them.
Oh,
but
such a disappointment.
But it's mainly retro. It's I've sort of described it as kind of the Avengers of retro gaming YouTube, in that we're kind of bringing lots of different people together who know their retro games and getting them to all do slightly more extreme things than they normally do on their own channels. It's the equivalent of going up against Thanos as opposed to, I don't know, Loki.
Excellent.
Sorry, that's really weird. That was a really weird analogy. I don't know. It slightly ran away with itself.
Both of them could end up with people in a coma, though, couldn't they? That's
true.
That's the upshot of this. Moving on. We played a fast food special last night, and this channel is very much about the food. Russell Small asks, "What is your favourite snack?"
Well, God, I shouldn't be talking about this because I. No, it sounds like...
What is it?
What am I doing? I'm eating babies. It's what to do. You asked? I answered no. Because I am meant to be on a diet at the moment, partly for Digitiser the show, because I have to edit this thing, and I don't want to sit there watching myself kind of the entire time going, God, why didn't I lose weight? So,
similarly, I'm in a similar position because the camera allegedly puts on 10 pounds, but having never been on it, I don't know this. So I'm trying to lose 10 pounds before we start.
So you can be at a baseline. Well, look
Absolutely.
at us all. We're all so vain, aren't we? Yeah, so I'm on a diet, so food is a bit of a touchy subject, even though I had pizza for lunch. But my mother invited us out with her. Anyway, I digress. My favourite snack, it's just crisps. That's the thing, really, to diet, is that I have to cut out. Yeah, I can eat far too many bags of crisps in one sitting, and that's what I have to limit myself on. If I can't sort of go, no, I'll just cut back on the amount of crisps I have. They're like properly a trigger food for me, so I just have to go cold turkey with them and cut them out completely and not have the damn things in the house, because if they're there, I will eat them.
I'm the same, so we're going to have to keep crisps offset.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's healthy snacks only. No carbs.
No, absolutely not. Certainly no fried potato of any description.
No. What's your favourite flavour of crisp, Jenny?
No, honestly, I think it might be paprika.
Oh yeah, I remember the first time I ever had paprika crisps, and that was in Holland on a school trip to Amsterdam. I mean, slightly bizarre who takes a load of 15-year-olds to Amsterdam, but never mind. But yeah, they had them in the hotel bar, because yes, also which teachers then allow the kids to go and get drunk in the hotel bar when they're
teachers who have a total agenda that has nothing to do with children.
Yes, I think so. Yes, who all wandered off into the red light district in the evening. Not us, the teachers. But yeah, that was the first time I had them, and it was like, God, these are really nice. And then it was about 10 years before I think they came out over in the UK. So they're very nice. Best flavour I ever had, in fact I mentioned this on my live stream last night, was mushroom flavour that I had in Ukraine.
I've never had mushroom flavour crisps.
Yeah, you can't get them online. I have tried. I cannot find them anywhere. There's nowhere that imports Ukrainian crisps.
There's an appeal. If you're Ukrainian, if you're in the chat and you know where we can get some mushroom crisps, then if one good thing came out of today, it would be that we'll have mushroom flavoured crisps.
I'm going to be on a diet. I'm not going to resist. Actually, I could have them as a treat at the end of the diet.
That would be our reward. It's our stretch goal for finishing the show, is to have some mushroom flavoured crisps.
They are incredible. They blew my mind.
Wow. Well, that's something to look forward to.
Yes, indeed.
Neil Dunn asks, do you sleep?
Wow. I say wow because I haven't been recently. My entire life, I've slept like a log. You know, I get into bed the second I kind of start reading something. That's it. I fall asleep. But
Wow.
over the last month, and I think it's probably because of the Kickstarter, I haven't been sleeping terribly well at
It's
all.
very exciting, that's why.
Yeah, that's one word for it.
It's really stressful. That's why.
The word. That's the one. Yeah. I mean, the Stuart Ashton's just put up a video that I did for his channel, and I hadn't slept for 3 nights before that, like kind of barely at all. It's like a couple of hours a night. My God, can you see it in the video? My eyes are so puffy and tight. But
that is where the questions come from, for sure. Yeah.
Yes. So that was basically because that was the week that I filmed. That was the week that the Kickstarter launched, and I think all the stress, which I'm terribly good at, instead of allowing myself to feel it and go, I am stressed, I was just pushing it all down, and consequently, it was waking me up every night at sort of 2. So, and I did again last night. Annoyingly, I was awake from 3 till like 5:30. Oh dear! But
it's giant excitement, though. It's giant excitement. At least that's what's keeping me awake.
Giant excitement. So so at the moment, no, I don't really sleep, which is the first time in my life I've ever done. But been like this. Not normally an issue.
Well, another stretch goal then is to sleep and eat crisps.
Oh, you're breaking up again.
Oh, not again.
Hello.
Let's see if. Whoa.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me. I think it's something to do with Paperboy. I think it's breaking everything. I'll stop doing that. I'm not doing very well at it either. I'm just smashing up people's windows and stuff and crashing into death. So
it is.
Sounds roughly like what I'll be doing on the show. But anyway, another question. What will you be talking about? PC and microcomputer origins.
I don't know whether we're not really the features that we do. If we talk about stuff like that, it will be wrapped up in something that's a bit more fun. It won't be like now let's did you know that in 1963 Mr whoever invented a thing and here are some facts about it. We're not going to do it like that. We are first and foremost an entertainment magazine show, so I wouldn't class us in the factual side of things.
We're neither edutainment nor infomercial. Neither of those things.
Yes, no, yeah, it won't be like those things. It'll be, we want to use games as a basis for having fun and, doing stuff that's fun for the audience. Because I think, aside from anything else, there are so many channels out there that deal with the slightly drier side of stuff that is a bit more factual, and I'm not knocking any of that at all. I mean, I love a lot of people who tackle that stuff. I follow a whole bunch of nerdy channels and watch very dull videos. So, but I think it's well catered for. So the thing that I guess that Digitiser the show can bring to it is Digitiser and that Digitiser-iness. Because no one else can do that, and that's unfortunately the insides of my head, which are slightly odd, and then the personalities of the hosts, so that's what will be unique about it is it'll hopefully be very unpredictable, but no, we're not going to do kind of big factual features, unfortunately.
It's funny you should mention other shows and other hosts because I might regret this one, but John asks, what did you think of the Rob Beckett Back in Time thing? He says he could only force himself to watch the first 5 minutes. Now, I've not seen this because I'm deliberately staying away from shows so that I don't accidentally become them, but it sounds to me like I don't want to become this one.
Wow, well, Go 8-Bit, to slightly deviate, it gets a lot of stick, but I kind of really appreciate Go 8-Bit for what it does. It's a shiny floor kind of celebrity panel show that uses games. I mean, it's not the same thing that we're going to do on Digitiser the show, and we'll be a million miles away from it. But what it does very well. Now, however, the Rob Beckett Channel 4 thing, I'm not going to be diplomatic about it. It was appalling, and it was everything that I expected it to be from the trailer.
Wow.
It was just horrible, and just, you know, if they're gonna do a show about video games, it's like give, I didn't know who it was aimed at. So, you know, it's about games, but it's not going to appeal to people who play games. You've got kind of Scarlett Moffat in there, who, you know, from Gogglebox, dressed up in the new romantic outfit. Kind of,
What?
One of the first things he asked, because the whole concept is that Rob Beckett has been sent through time, and in order to get to back to the modern day, he has to play old video games and then gradually goes through time and returns to 2018. But while he's there, he has help from Scarlett Moffat in this instance. And one of the first things he asked her was, so Scarlett, did you play games? And she says something like, no, not really. It's like, why have they got this person on there?
Good Lord. Okay. Yeah. Right. Well, there'll be none of that.
No. So who is it aimed at? It's, people who play games, they'll hate it. People who don't play games will watch it and, no one's going to want to watch it just Scarlett Moffat's in it. Anyway, bizarre. It was awful and just like lacking in atmosphere. And that was the other thing, because it's just the two of them playing games. And
so there's no third parties coming on and playing?
No, there is a kind of like Red Dwarf-like kind of computer woman who's on a screen, who kind of chips in occasionally and sets challenges. And so it's them sort of sitting there and like, should we have a break and look at some of the music from that era? And, what's this? Look, it's a Rubik's Cube. It was just, but it was so lacking in atmosphere. It was horrible. Really horrible.
Well, I'm really glad I haven't watched it now for various reasons.
Speaking of the first one to go to know what we need to avoid on Digi.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I might watch it just so that I know not to do it. Now, speaking of atmosphere, and I don't think we've got an answer to this question, but what will the set be like, or is it all green screen?
I want to avoid green screen if I can. The set will, and I have an idea in my head for what the set will be. I don't want it to look like, it's a bedroom with loads of games in, and there's loads of kind of, geeky posters and stuff on the walls, because there's, again, millions of other YouTube channels that do that. Don't really want to do green screen because, again, other channels do it. So, and also it's a pain in the ass because no one can wear green. So if we wanted someone to dress up as Link, that would be a nightmare. So I do have an idea in my head. Now, whether it's possible on our budget, I don't know. But we're looking at a few different potential locations to film in. One of which may be the YouTube space in London, but I kind of don't want to do. This is really boring detail. This is production stuff. You don't need to know. What will the set be like? Wait and see. It'll be big, bold, and
Digi. It'll be Digi. There'll actually be a new adjective.
What I really want, and I don't know if we can afford it, but what I really want is a desk like the Loose Women have. Absolutely. With kind of digitizer on the front, but we'll see if we can afford that. I really want a desk.
The Digi-desk. How exciting. Digi-desk.
Yeah.
Excellent. There's definite happiness in the chat because of the real sets. This is good.
Yeah, well, we've raised a lot of money. We don't want to sort of just kind of go, it's a green screen. We're filming it against a curtain. It's got to look, your money's got to be up on screen. Yeah,
absolutely. To hear that, your money will be up on screen. We're literally going to print out your money and pin it all over the set.
Blue tacking your coins to the walls.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much indeed, Paul, for coming on and saying hello. We've got more and more people coming in. I think they've just realised maybe that you're around. And I'm sorry to people who like Paperboy. I'm afraid we've had to stop playing it temporarily because it messes up the Skype.
Oh, that's fine. We can just chat.
Which is utterly farcical. As I kept getting taken down by whirlwinds and dogs anyway. Doesn't really matter, does it? We'll get back to that. But
hey, I've got a Paperboy story I could tell you.
Oh, go on. There's got to, what better time is there to do a Paperboy story?
This is a real life Paperboy story. My nephew used to do a paper round, and he it's a bit of a sad story, but it sort of has a happy ending. Anyway, he was getting bullied on his paper round by this group of kids, and my sister asked me, could I go with him on his paper round and kind of keep a bit of distance from him, so that it didn't look like I was with him. And then
you were a paperboy bouncer.
Yeah, I was his muscle.
How is that not in this game? We need Digitiser paperboy.
There we go. Yes, with me as the muscle. So I kind of, and the idea was, if these boys started up, I'd go and have a word. Anyway, so it happened, and these boys came along and started like harassing my nephew, and so I charged at them. Was like, leave him alone, and I grabbed one of these boys, and the lead boy, and I grabbed him by the arm and said, right, you leave him alone, and you don't let him do, you don't do this to him. You let him do his paper round in peace. And the rest of them had legged it. Anyway, as this boy was like straining to get away from me, and I kind of let him go, and I sort of gave him a shove as I released his arm. And this boy was kind of about 10 times lighter than I imagined him to have been, and he went flying. I mean, like he kind of like skidded about 20 feet along the pavement, and then he was like scrabbling away, kind of looking back over his shoulder the whole time. I mean, like sheer terror in his face. But the consequence was that I then spent about a week expecting a knock on the door from the police that I'd broken some boy's arm. But anyway, but they didn't. So he obviously didn't tell his parents that a man had attacked him in the street. But my nephew never got bullied again on his paper round. So there you go.
That's a happy ending.
Yeah. And my nephew didn't get bullied, and I didn't go to prison. All good.
Oh, that's excellent. I had visions of that ending so much worse than it actually did.
Yes, thankfully not.
Oh, goodness for that. That's good. Just a little nod to the chat here to say thank you very much for your questions, but also please do click the top right-hand corner of the screen, because there is a link to Digitiser, the show, in which you can give your hard-earned or indeed hard-stolen money to us in order for us to do a Destruction Derby if we get to 40,000. Destruction Derby, where did this idea come from?
Well, there is a company that does them. So we hope to hire out their track for the day, and have our own kind of Destruction Derby GP. Is it a GP? I don't know, tournament anyway. And I want to get lots of kind of games related people and have different teams. So that's the plan. We've budgeted it. We've spoken to them about doing it and how we're going to shoot it with GoPros in the cars and on helmets and stuff. So it could be good. We're only now £2,200 away from it on the Kickstarter. So if people pledge, it will happen.
That's
hopefully.
Stunningly exciting. That's stunningly exciting. Just for if several of you gave up your Starbucks coffee this week and gave your money to this madman, we will have a Destruction Derby. Yeah,
there you go. It could. I mean, how much actual car smashing? Well, I've been watching some videos of it online. People do kind of roll their cars and end up on their roof and stuff. So looking at their what they do, it's very exjating.
Your entire 40 grand is going to be your civil liability insurance for this,
yes.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Jaws19 says you just want to write off your own car to get a new one.
I do need a new one. My car's about to die. I don't think it would get round the track on a Destruction Derby.
Is it going to die in this live? That's the question.
Well, do you know what? This has crossed my mind, because when I got this current car, which is second-hand, I never buy new cars. I only buy them second-hand. And my previous car, it got towed away for scrap for 50 quid. They paid me 50 quid to tow the car away. Yeah, I got paid 50 quid. The car had died completely. I give my car's names. That was Jocelyn, bless her. That was Jocelyn that was taken away. My current car is called Rothers. Long story. But anyway, when where was I going with this? I'm starting talking about now the names that my cars have. So Rothers, the current car, he is on his way out. Bless him. He's literally on his last legs. This is basically what I do. I get second-hand cars and then just drive them into the ground. But I have been thinking, is there something we can do with a car? Like there is that Street Fighter 2 bonus stage where people have to smash a car up.
I think there is very much things. Yeah, I think there's definitely potential here. I
think so. So maybe we'll attempt to smash my car up with our fists.
That's got to be. That's a whole tier. That's a whole tier there.
Maybe.
If you pay if not 50 quid, 500 quid, you get to come on and smash up Biffo's car once in a lifetime opportunity. Speaking of other tiers, in fact, we're introducing the Jenny Junk tier for anybody who's interested.
Yes,
there are only 2 of them. You just get a box of stuff that's been lying around in my home for a while, obviously relating to games and things, because otherwise it would just have all sorts of weirdness in it. If you pay us enough money when that goes up, I will send you that with an autograph and a hat and a magnet.
That'll probably be tonight, in fact. So
look out tonight. If you've not already given money, or you've already given some money but you want my junk as well, then you can sign up for that.
Fab.
Let's have a look. Says, is your car called Christine? No, I don't think your car's called Christine. I think it's fine. Turn your car into an outrun cab. Crazy taxi, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had all these mad ideas about whether to actually sign up for an Uber license temporarily and do crazy taxi for real.
No stars.
Two of us as Uber drivers, and see who earns the most money in one day. That was another idea I had.
That would be genuinely amazing, and yet so weirdly illegal. There's just something about that. Well,
would it be illegal if you were? Oh, because they're freelance, aren't they, Uber drivers?
You don't have to get like a proper license or be licensed by the council or anything, then, or are they just no?
Well, I was going to look into it.
Keep looking into it. Yeah, keep looking into it.
I meant genuinely, kind of, you sign up as Uber drivers, 2 of us, and we see who raises the most.
Wow. Taxi. People are asking whether I'll be driving. Actually, no, I won't. I can't drive. I'm not allowed to drive. So no. Right. No, I'll have to have the flag. I'll do the flags.
Yeah. Well, that's we will need someone to wave that and change the tyres in the pit stop.
I can do that. I'm sure I can do that. And yell at you when you're doing things you shouldn't be.
There you go. That's it. That's what we want. We need. Remember in Sega Rally, you used to have the headphones on. We go hard left.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. Yeah. Straight ahead. Straight ahead. No, not that much straight ahead. Oh God, that's a wall. Okay. Left.
There we are.
Yeah. Pit Girl Jenny, I've just been called.
There we are. Yeah, perfect.
Pit Girl Jenny. Who'd have thought my life would come to this? But anyway, if there are any further questions, if there are, then we will answer them. If there are not, I will let you go. But yeah, we do need more monies. Just get to the Destruction Derby, which seems to be the most exciting thing. Paperboy is actually at 55,000, if I remember right.
I don't know why I put that so high, but it will. Again, there's a degree of ambition with it that it's not literally just the Paperboy I imagined. We will be doing it in a real street and throwing. In fact, I had the exact street in mind. That we
is this a street with lots of people you don't like on it?
It's a street that is used for army training exercises. So
there'll be mines. I get it. Right.
There you go. Yeah. So it's the level of ambition. The main reason the stretch goals are in there really is to give people an idea of, if you give us lots of money, this is how we're going to be spending it. It's not like, oh well, we definitely need 55,000 to do Paperboy. They're in there just to kind of give a sense of the scale and ambition that we kind of want to go for with some of it. I mean, how much of it we will be able to do, I don't know. I mean, it's but we'll try and kind of be creative with whatever we do.
We don't know, but we intend to find out, Crossroads.
Yes.
Right. Reclaimed Radio says, will we get Angry Neighbours coming out? I don't doubt it, mate, and not just for the Paperboy sketch. Then Neil asks, will the show be longer than 30 minutes if you are having fun?
Well,
what do you mean if?
Who knows? Found footage was meant to be 10-minute episodes.
Yeah, that went wrong,
and it ended up 10 basically half-hour episodes. So who knows? I'm not one for restraint.
No, you're not one for keeping to promises, are you? So anything could happen, frankly.
Yeah, I tend to overcommit, but I think we definitely don't want anything to be longer than 30 minutes. None of the episodes. That's the upper limit, really. So I'll be disciplined in that respect. Some of them might be a bit shorter, but I think the cut-off will be 30 minutes for the eps.
Last but not least, Unlimited Lives asks, I assume the live show hasn't been nailed down to less vague than July yet.
Not yet. It's partly down to we don't know how many people we have to accommodate in terms of how many people have bought tickets. So once we have an idea of that, and we'll hopefully do it in the first week after the Kickstarter finishes. So it's all about venue availability, but also we need to have a venue that's going to be big enough to fit the entire audience in. So, and also that allows us to film in there with cameras and the like. So that's why we're still being vague about it. I know that's frustrating for people who kind of want to go, well, what if I'm busy that weekend? But if you do get tickets and you're not able to come, we will do our best to try and find someone who wants tickets. Because that's what happened with the found footage premiere. A lot of people at the last minute couldn't make it, and a lot of people said, "Can I get tickets?" So we were able to sort them out. And
Excellent.
in the end, we had bums on every seat.
We did indeed, quite literally in some cases. Are you good for another couple of minutes, Paul? Because we've got two more questions.
Yeah, I can answer a couple more.
The first is, are you in the Harry Potter cupboard again?
I don't know where this has come from, that I was in a Harry Potter cupboard when I was doing the interview. I think it was the interview with the Game Face show last week. It wasn't. I was sat in front of a wardrobe. That's a wardrobe behind me.
There's a cat in your wardrobe?
You can hear my cat, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to go out. Go on then, out you go.
If you open the wardrobe, can she get through to Narnia?
She is Aslan. No, she's the other cat. I've got two cats, and there's a girl and a boy. They're called Penny and Tully, which are short for Tully is short for the Ultimate Legend, TUL, and Penny is short for the Penultimate Legend. That's how they got their names. But Tully, the Ultimate Legend, he can open the door into the other room, but she can't. She hasn't worked it out that if she just nudges it with her head, it'll open. Anyway.
Yeah, Russell Small is going, meow. I played a game called The Cat Machine in which the entire chat was just going meow. So there's a little reference there.
I didn't know you could hear. Her voice is so tiny and quiet. I was quite surprised that you were hearing it. But
yep, very much
hey!
So. Cats of Skype.
Yeah.
Last but not least then, Mickey asks, is there anyone that you would still love to get on the show?
Oh, don't know. It's weird. There isn't really, because everyone I've sort of asked. Yeah, everyone I've asked, I'm really pleased with our lineup, and I haven't really thought beyond that. So I'll tell you, there is someone, Warwick Davies, who's apparently a big Spectrum fan. I would like him to come on the show. You know, he's been in all the Star Wars films since Return of the Jedi, and he likes his Spectrum, so he'd be cool.
That's an interesting thought. I wonder how we're going to get him in.
Yeah, well, Stuart Ashen knows him, because he was in Ashen's film.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, Ashen's in The Quest for the Game Child.
It's all about who you know.
Yeah, so that was, in fact, I think it was Stuart that suggested him to me. So I haven't tried, but I at the moment we've got almost too many guests.
We have. I'm not quite sure how we're going to fit them all in. We may not have enough cars for them. In fact,
we have enough cars. I mean, even if
you say that with such certainty.
Oh, we do. Trust me. It's we potentially have enough cars for 40 racers if we need them.
Wow. Wow. Could people pay to be in it, or is that just really risky?
Yes. I've been thinking about this and whether to add it before the end of the week, but I don't know partly because there's a lot of
risk.
It's
There's
not so
a
much
lot of risk.
They'll sign their waiver. And then it's out of my hands. It will be very safe. We're not going to be doing anything sort of ridiculously dangerous. It will be kind of supervised and the like by trained motor racing professionals. So yeah, I did think about it, but I mean, there's just a lot of kind of waiting around on, you know, when you're filming things, and with all due respect to everyone,
you can't be trusted to behave.
Yeah, well, you remember the filming for which you were in. You were a bum in the found footage.
We were awful. We were just awful.
Well, no, you were all lovely, but as you know, when I was rather run off my feet, so didn't have a lot of time to chat to anyone. So it would be like that again. And I guess I don't want, people coming along with the expectation, hey, you'll get to hang out with us.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Not with Destruction Derbies.
No, certainly not. But I did consider it. Yeah, but I think I probably won't be offering that. But we will be offering Jenny Junk. Hey,
yay! H1R086 says you should have one clown car with 20 people in.
Well, the same company that we were maybe doing the Destruction Derby with, they do have funny cars. They have a double-decker car. They have, what else do they have? They have a whole bunch of different sort of kind of cars that they've sort of bolted together in various weird.
The Alfarb. The Alfarb.
The what?
The Alfarb. You never seen the episode of Top Gear where they bolt together at the front end of an Alfa and the back end of a Saab? Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to look at, while I'm on the internet here. Look, I'm going to look up the other types of cars they do. So just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Well, I'll answer a question, because there is a question for me actually from MKD Fan 1990. It says, is Jenny going to be visible, or a disembodied voice in the show, or a floating head? I'm going to be visible. I'm going to be in it. It's going to be real life Jenny. The actual thing.
Oh, long overdue.
The actual thing. I'm so sorry. You'll be able to see that I'm actually 2'3", and I know a lot of people have been begging me for years.
Here we go. Here's the other cars they do.
Here we go.
A double-decker, the push me pull you car, which I think has got two steering wheels opposite one another. Clown car of doom. There you go. They do a clown car. I had a feeling they did. There we are.
Excellent.
There's a car that is built only to drift.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Well, now you know you want to give us money. Now you know you want to give us money, because you'll get all of that. Yeah. It's amazing. And you get a space launch. What we haven't talked about is the space launch, because obviously, that from a personal perspective, that's extraordinarily exciting.
Yeah, we'll be doing an episode where we're going to launch a Goujon into space.
Goujons
and in a variety of different ways.
Oh,
Here we go. There's the theme music.
Are you disappearing again here? Skype is so rubbish, isn't it?
Oh, am I going?
Oh,
it is a bit. I can hear you just about.
You're sort of going.
No, am I going?
A bit. Oh, is he back?
I'm here.
He is. Oh
no.
Hang on, I'm not online now. Flipping heck.
Oh.
Hang on.
Oh, is it you're doing?
No, it's actually stopped. What's going on here? Stream resumed.
Oh God, it's not my rubbish internet for once.
Video output low.
It's normally me.
It is. Right, hang on. I'm getting red signals all over the place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of Paperboy, right? Completely. That's going. So It's going to be a black stream, because I don't think that will matter for the end of this, given that I gave up playing Paperboy out 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, that didn't last, did it?
Right, welcome to Radio Jenny. Let me just see if I can put an image up or something equally exciting. Probably not. You see, this is where now I have to get all technological.
Oh, I
Let's
had
have
it
a look.
happen last night in mine a couple of times.
It's not good, is it? It's not good. Right, let's see if I can get the burger on screen. Oh, got me chat on screen at the moment. That's no flipping good, is it? Where is... Right, let's try that. There's the burger. Look at that. We have the technology. Hey, right. There we go. Right, you should be
we're back.
seeing a burger now with any luck. I think. Anyway, we do seem to be back. So, yeah, what were we saying? Our space launch. Yeah, the most important bit. Space launch. Please tell me all about the space launch.
Well, I don't want to give it away too much, but it was one of our first stretch goals was that we were going to launch a Goujon into space, which is a bit of a holdover from found footage where we had a character called Goujon John. So, but for some reason, I seem to have become associated with Goujons ever since. With people just randomly on Twitter tag me with pictures of Goujons that they bought, or if they're having Goujons for dinner.
Do they really?
That's very nice of them. And I'm rewarding them by, well, I'm going to be putting up a video probably next week after the campaign finishes of me eating some Goujons and talking about the show. And then also, yes, we're going to launch one into space, or going to attempt to launch one in space. That's the important word, attempt to launch a Goujon into space. This too has been priced up, and we have genuinely kind of planned it. We're not just kind of randomly plucking things out of the air. We have plans for all these things.
Plans.
Yeah, plans.
Oh god, right. That's good, but yeah, all of this will only happen, well, I'd say all of this will only happen, obviously all of it will only happen in part if you don't give us your money. But you need to give us your money. There's a link in the right hand corner, and if you've already given us money, you can give us more money. And tonight there will be extra things to give your money for, so please do give generously. They're all very excited now because there's a burger on the screen. So, yeah. Digiburger.
Exciting.
Digiburger.
I should go to that. No, I'm not on your stream, see, so I can't see the burger.
That's okay. You'll probably just break it again if you try and go to it. So.
Yeah. Okay. I better not do that. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's the burger.
It's
the famous.
The burger.
That burger. Yes.
Absolutely. That burger.
Fab.
Excellent. Well, thank you very, very much indeed for coming on, sir.
It's been a pleasure, you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yes, thanks for all the questions.
Yes, thank you to both chat rooms. We are live on YouTube and Twitch.
What? I didn't know that.
It's very exciting.
Wow.
I'll teach you how to do that later, but yes, I am.
Right,
Two sets of people.
Let you get on and play Paperboy.
Thank you very much indeed. No doubt we'll be hearing from you again at some point, but in the meantime, you all need to go to digitiser2000.com if you have not done so already, so you can see what he gets up to during the week.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Excellent. There we go. Thank you very much, folks. Sorry about the technological